Morning, photogs and sessionistas. How are you guys? It's a little bit of a change of a venue today. Welcome to my workstation. This is Photogs Life session. I can't remember which edition we are in now. It's been like quite a while. I hope you guys enjoyed the last edition where we have interviewed both Mike and Selena. Selena will be featured by next week. So, guys, if you would like to have a free Photogs Life merch, I would encourage you guys to subscribe on the Photogs Life channel on Facebook. Send me three or five images, and introduce yourself on the page, or send me a DM. Then I will choose whomever we would like to have on the next session of portfolio review. So, by the way, this broadcast is brought to you by Advanced Media, our friends from Advanced Media, the store dedicated to professional equipment, including studio mixing desks, and location cameras. They are located at Al Khalid Center at Malkul Road, Dubai, on the 409 on the fourth floor. Their phone numbers is 04 352 9977. So please, when you pass by, give them a shout out. Tell them Photogs Life, Chris Calumberan sent you there, and just check out their very nice collection of equipment. And I'll see you guys. We will discuss something very special today, but first of all, just watch this very quick intro. Cheers, guys. Awesome. So, I'll give a shout out to Miss Sherilyn Salarda and Mr. Pinoy. Hello, good morning, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for joining me on this lovely, lovely day. And right, so our discussion for today is about inspiration. How do we get inspired in photography? What are 5 tips how to get inspired? So we will share this to you guys, and it's a very, very easy way how I myself get inspired in photography, or in whatever stuff that I will be, partaking, like concept wise and job wise. Yes, so let's start. First, you need space. Think about it. If you want to get inspired on a concept or a job or something during the weekend, maybe you're itching for what do you call this, some kind of a project, so you need a little bit of space so you can breathe in. So I will be discussing this style of what they call this. The episode style is for acronyms. So you basically need to have superheroes, join photo contests, apply the basics, watch classic movies, and maybe, borrow or purchase a new equipment, perhaps. As simple as that. Let's start in the beginning. Yes, superheroes, man. Superheroes like Annie Leibovitz, Avedon, Henry Cartier-Bresson. These guys are my own, especially this guy. I will stay in this page. I mean, find your role model in photography, read their biographies, and find your similarities. Study their style. If you guys study like style of Annie Leibovitz, very commercial, very well put together, and also when you look at the work of Henry Cartier-Bresson, which is the father of street photography, and Mr. Avedon, Richard Avedon, he is like an institution in photography. And I am proud to say that one of my good friends, John Tronco, has worked very closely with Mr. Richard Avedon before he passed away back in the in 1980s in New York. So John is one of Richard's favorite printers back in the days, and he's a truly legend. Both Avedon and John Tronco, they are both legends in photography. Awesome. Number two, enter to win. Well, photo contests. Speaking about photo contests, speaking about inspiration, basically, when we get inspired, the concept comes definitely from a concept. Definitely from a concept or from a brief. If you cannot formulate a concept yourself, you definitely need an art director on or a creative director to assist you with that, especially when it comes to projects and what they call this. Speaking of projects, speaking of contests, there's always like a brief when it comes to joining the contest. There's always like a theme. So this, in a way, challenge us to focus on the theme. It's, you don't need to join the contest. You don't need to win to join the contest. You just, treat it as a challenge. Treat it as an exercise. When you're in the contest mode, you basically need to shift or remove that pressure of winning. Remove that pressure. Just join and enjoy the process. And it becomes like a habit. It becomes like you're training yourself to be open and not limiting yourself in that pressure of winning. You know what I mean? Join the contest and see how you get inspired of the theme. Try to look for, study the winners of the past contests and see how they approach a theme, or see how they approach the idea that they have. And from there, what you can do is you get inspired to do more, and you get inspired to create a project, in the future. Awesome. So number three. So letter A. So we are on SP, photo contest, and A, application. Let's go back to basics. Go back to basics. If you're a newbie in photography, or even if you're just, you're a seasoned photographer, or you're even like a commercial photographer, sometimes it's nice. Shall I say, even writers get writer's block most of the time. When they have this advanced thinking, they get like a writer's block. So, shall I say? So, in this case, we call it photography block. Photography creative concept blocking. So, let's go back to basics. See what there are some bits and points and pieces that we take for granted as we go along with our photography journeys. Try to study aperture, speed, the shutter speed and the ISO, those three, and then combine them and like look for a project that you can start as simple as it is, like a motion blur of water, or a motion blur of a toy of your kid, something like that, and make a story out of it. Go back to basics. Definitely these exercise might be able to trigger inspiration for your photography project. This is my favorite. Watching classical films. Who amongst you would remember Seven Samurai of Akira Kurosawa? This amazing film. It's so simple, but from those years back in the days, as you say, go back to basics, go back to the past, where you study effective storytelling, you study effective movie making, film capture, filmmaking. When I watched the documentary of the Seven Samurai and Akira Kurosawa's, how he gets inspired, or how his thought process or project process makes, he basically adds elements. Sometimes we get discouraged when it rains. We get discouraged when it's too hot outside. We get discouraged when it's cloudy or it's windy. Sometimes Akira Kurosawa adds fire on his shots, and it ends up having a great story, especially when it climax, especially when the story is at its peak and has to like make that highlight of the story, because in the story there's a beginning, there's a middle, which is the conflict, and then there's that um, conclusion, which is, it's going down to that conclusion. So both points makes it like, like shall I say, like it was sunny, and then there was fire, and then there was rain, and then the calm after the rain. Those type of um, adding, shall I say, elements in your photographs. But looking at it, when you go back to, when you go watch different classic movies, like for example, shall I say, um, Breakfast and Tiffany, classic and timeless. You can go, maybe conceptualize a photo shoot about Moon River, amazing. So let's go to the last one, which is equipments. You can get maybe a simple polarizer, maybe get inspired, because right now in when you're shooting outside, it's really, the cloud is not there and it's too bright outside and the sky has no detail. Just get yourself a polarizer, perhaps. Maybe you get inspired shooting exteriors, maybe you get inspired shooting landscapes or cityscapes, or even if you have the budget, or even you don't need to get like a really expensive flash. Maybe you can go, buy a really, not a cheap flash, but a very reasonable priced flash, like the Godox, 8600 Pro. It it's an amazing, it's a lithium battery powered. It's an outdoor battery flash, you know it's compatible with the TTL system. It's 600 watts, by the way. It's 600 watts. So basically, you have like the fraction of the power is from 1 is to 256 and 1 is to 1. So it's very simple to use. And you can shoot, especially for those who are really creative guys. When you want to freeze motion, you can shoot on the sync of 1 is to 8,000 of a second, which I have experienced. You can kill the sun shooting with this big boy. Awesome. So there you have it. 5 ways of getting inspired in photography. Let me go run to it. Let's go back to it and just give you a simple, find your superheroes in photography. Find your role models. Study their style. Study their biography. Join photo contests. When you join photo contests, you can get some themes and you can observe and study winners from the past contests and see how they try to their mind is working and how they have approached the contest theme and how did they win. It's a really good inspiring story. Apply the basics. Letter A, apply the basics. Go back to basics. See, maybe even read your camera's manual. We never know, because sometimes things are get taken for granted. And watch classical movies. Letter C, watch classical movies. From there, we can observe and see how it is they have done in the past. And we never know, because most of the time when we do research, we always look what is new. We always look for the future. We try to mix the future, the past and the future, maybe we can come up with a new inspiring story. We can come up with a new inspiration. And last but not the least, equipment. It can be as simple as a polarizing filter on your camera or on your lens. So, guys, there you have it. Thank you very much. My name is Chris Calumberan, and I am the founder and chief photographer of Chris Calumberan FZE. You can please visit our website, chriscalumberan.com, and please follow our Instagram, instagram.com/Chris Calumberan. And also, we are participating in the Filipino Times Award. We are nominated as the Photographer of the Year 2018. Please send us your positive vibes. So on September 7, we would be doing we will be attending the awards night. So I'm not sure what I'm going to wear still. But thank you very much for joining. And let me say hi to all the watchers. Sherilyn Salarda, gusto ko rin yan. Mas ma-inspire para ma-enhance. Yes, yes, and you are welcome. Please, keep on watching our Photogs Live sessions. Mr. Richie Lozada, what's up, man? Joselito, our barefoot, what do you call this, barefoot runner from Philippines. And Mr. Jimbo, I'll see you later, man. Tanya, hello from Coney Cranes, what's up? Jude Pachica, hello, Mr. Pinoy, Dubai, and Sherilyn Salandra. Guys, thank you very much for for watching today's episode, and hopefully by next week we can do more or create more and give you more value in the future. So God bless and have a great Friday. Cheers.